Hello everybody, Artifact Talk here, and we're back with another Satellarknight deck profile. Was this the 1 over 9,000 time profile in this deck on the channel? But anyways, let's just get into the deck profile, because you guys know how I like to do the deck. I like to keep it nice and spicy, no net decking with this deck. I'm probably going to catch people net decking my ideas for this deck, but whatever. It just proves that I'm better than the majority of the community of playing Statellars. So starting with the first three monsters, you have Satellarknight Altair. This doesn't need any explanation. CallTheHaunted.com. Stratos, Foolish Burial, and you have your one brick. Unless if you draw with a nose to tell it. But she's still a good card for tutoring Trevor out after you get your board set up. This deck struggles more with establishing itself rather than maintaining itself. Once the deck establishes itself, it usually doesn't have a very hard time to keep up because it just out-resources the opponent. And then, yep, we're still running the Molotov and Double Scythe because this is one of the best engines I have ever found in the deck, unless if you draw the artifacts themselves. Unless if you draw all three artifacts in your opening hand, this is usually not going to be a bad engine. Because controlling the board with Segdub plus Scythe is still absolutely fucking bonkers. And being able to summon Moral Talk from deck and just pop diagrams, so they lost one of their three diagrams. Because it's literally a diagram deck now. And now that Dynamite Fighter and Ignis Heat got hit, Dynamite Fighter got banned and Ignis Heat got hit to 1, they're not going to be able to chain as easily as a response to you. I see a lot of people's main decks, they're just running Dream Masterpiece, Dream Majesty Bait, and that one Ignis Heat. That's all that they choose to run. And they literally played 7 monsters now. Imagine they banish all 7 off of Desires. Or if they banish all 3 Masterpiece off of Desires. Oh my god, that'd be so hilarious. They probably might, because now I'm building my deck to be anti-diagram turbo. Like, I literally just stop diagram the moment it's placed on the field. It's like commenter in one of Innovation YGO's videos said, if you stop diagram in Heritage now, you win. Because there's no way that they can plus hard enough if they don't have the diagrams. They need diagram in order to be able to get to where they need to get to. And Moral Talk can stop that, and if you're going against literally any other deck in the format right now whatsoever, Scythe wins. Scythe wins games on his own. By you stopping their deck, and then you could just summon a whole bunch of loose Satellars, and you could just put your Scythes and Satellars in attack mode, just attack for game. Don't even waste your time going into Trivera. Or you could do a whole bunch of damage to them, and then make Trivera afterwards. And I mean, you have lots of traps that you can play in this deck that just increase your ceiling that much farther. So yeah, guys, that's the main deck for the monsters. Time for the spells, which is very simple. So for the spells, guys, we're playing Triple Card Demise. I'm so happy this card is still at 3. It's possibly my favorite draw card in the history of the game now. That's right, my favorite one. Because it's the only draw card that has been able to have this much longevity off the list for 2 freaking years. This card has not been touched on our list. I love this card. It's a profit. If you guys haven't been playing this card for the past 2 years, you're losing out right now. Who knows when they're going to hit this thing. And this card has always maintained a $20 to $30 value. It's even spiked to $50 before in price. So this card is just a profit altogether. It's always been a profit from the moment it's come out. Such a great card. Love it. Then I played Double Duality. In some of my other versions, I ran Triple Duality. And then I bumped it down to 2 because I got tired of seeing Double Duality in my hand. Because you can't play both of them. You can only play one of them. Little interesting Yu-Gi-Oh! Secret, guys. I get more pissed off when I lose to bad hands than losing to the meta decks actually out-resourcing me altogether. Because then I know when I'm losing, it's my fault that my list sucked and that it bricked. Because I'm gonna tell you this right now. If your list bricks in any way capacity, it sucks. That's why I hate the Brilliant Fusion engine, in case you guys didn't know, because I hate bricks. I hate potential bricks. I I like to keep my shit consistent. And I feel that the Brilliant Fusion makes good hands better and bad hands fatal. Not even worse, fatal. Quote, that's a quote from Jeff Jones, the best deck builder in America and ARG, and several times ARG champion. Quote unquote from him, makes good hands better and bad hands worse. That's how I feel about the Brilliant Fusion engine. That's why I hate it. And I do not like it, and I will not run it whatsoever. I think it's even more sad when you draw that one Garnet in a 60 card deck. And that's why I like that Predaplan engine either, because that shit can brick you mad easily too. And that's why with Fire King Cosmo, I've been trying to convert away from Fire King Cosmos to like more to Cosmo Demise. Because Fire King Cosmo, that's why you have to play 2 Fire Kings. Because think about it this way. Fire King Island's the Brilliant Fusion, and the Fire King monster's the Garnet. You draw that one Garunix, you drew your Garnet, you're bricking right now. And you're gonna pay the price for it, unless if you can make Herald of the Arclight and spin that shit back in the deck. Which is not as easy to do these days since we're in Link format. And none of your islands will be live. That's why you have to play 2 Fire Kings, aka 2 Garnets. And that's why I've been trying to shift away from the Fire King version of Cosmo more to the Demise version of Cosmo, so I will not get such terrible brick hands anymore. But anyways, I rambled enough about consistency. I can turn that into another video if you guys want. And to hear me rant about people's lists and why I feel a lot of lists are extremely overrated. But yeah, you play your one Rhoda, I don't even have to explain this. So yeah, let's get on to the traps. Tech cards. Sanctums. The entire engine is teched in here. For the purposes of me being allowed to stun my opponent by either popping one of their 3 diagrams, or by locking them out from the extra for an entire turn. Here's a tech card that people should be running but choose not to run. Mind Crush. Oh my god, I love this card. This card is amazing. Like, they use terraforming, they search diagram, you call diagram, chances are they have 2 diagrams in their hand, so they're losing both of them. And you get to see the rest of their hand to check to see what else they have. And then if you have the second Mind Crush, you can call freaking Heritage for all you know. Like, oh my god, this card is so good. It's not even funny, man. And now on top of that, I'm playing the Imperial Order plus double Fragrance in here. Since you're running only 6 spells, right? Yeah. Only 6 spells. Literally. Only 6 spell cards, if you guys don't believe me. 3 Demise, 2 Duality, and Rhoda. Those are the only spells you're running here. And the main, anyways. I run a couple in the side, but that's irrelevant for the topic of this video. These cards are so important right now. Now that True King's Return got hit, True Draco cannot rely on trap cards like they used to before to stun the board if they have Fragrance flipped up on them. Fragrance beats Pendulum Magicians entirely. Fragrance and Imperial Order slow down ABC dramatically because that is the spell deck. Spell, search. You get these cards going burst against them, you're probably gonna win. Because keep in mind, you can keep making Trevor. If you can keep making this guy get him off your extra monster zone and keep making him, Fragrance will literally become your opponent cannot use spell cards. Because the spell cards your opponent has to set face down, they're going to go back to their hand. Then when you set Fragrance face down, you flip it again on their standby. Unless they can answer that Fragrance, which they're probably not going to be able to because you run lots of negations in here, they're not going to be able to use spell cards ever. Which is going to suck for them. Because you're going to be able to use those spells forever. Even though you only run 6. And then Triple Horn of Heaven to do a Masterpiece and the Dragon Buster. Like they'll banishly summon the Dragon Buster, you flip this on them, get the fuck out. They summon freaking OT Tyranno bitch, flip this, get the fuck out. You summon Masterpiece, flip this, get the fuck out. Literally, that's all there is to it. And like, I see people that run strikes in the main, but people are not showing Horn of Heaven enough love. And people need to realize that Strike is shitty in the main. I run Strike in the side in here, which you guys are gonna see. But that card is shitty compared to Horde of Heaven right now. Because Strike doesn't even do anything to True Draco, if you want my honest opinion. Like, it just stops the Majesty Maiden and the Ignis Heat, which is literally has become a one of. And Majesty Maiden isn't even that much of a threat, since I find the spells and traps more threatening than the monsters these days. Then I run the double Bribe. Bribe is broken, because you get to negate spells and traps. And then you run your Satellarknight Alphas, because you want to control the board with your counter traps. You want to run the one warning, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 counter traps in the main. This deck is basically counter fairies, but way better. Because it has much more diversity to the main than counter fairies ever would. And then, for the last traps, I run the 5 graveyard traps. 3 Cause, 2 Oasis. In case, I'm going to say this one last time. Oasis is better than Back to the Front and Satellarknight because Trevor will bounce them both back to hand. How many times do I have to say this thing for you people to understand? This is just way better. Way better. Like, oh my god. Back to the Front will never hold a candle to Oasis. Never. I got to tell y'all that right now. But anyways, guys, I think I rambled on about the trap lineup long enough. Time to move on to the extra. Alright, guys, what the fuck am I saying? The extra deck is very standard. Triple Trigger. This card is absolutely broken. This guy is literally immune to power creep whatsoever. No matter how advanced the game gets, this guy can always do something. That's just it. That's the trick. 2, Triple Battle Mass, because this guy is literally a 2-card trigger. 2 Deltros, because you can make them very easily. And the 1 Constellar Diamond for that Light Swarm matchup. It literally turns into a matchup that you auto-win. Because they literally can't out this guy whatsoever. Your Lightning package, because Lightning can win games. Rongo Mine and Direwolf, and Abyss Dweller for those true Dracos, for the stubborn players that want to keep running Dracos and Dinosaurs. And that's literally how easy the extra is. You can literally throw it any way whatsoever. As long as you're running the 9, that's what's most important. So, let's get to the side deck now. So for the side, we're going to start with my triple Twin Twisters. A lot of people say you don't run Twin Twisters in the Card Demise deck, and I still do it, and it works wonders, so I'm going to keep doing it. You have Regeki and Darkhole, because Regeki and Darkhole is broken against anything else aside from Dracos right now. And then we run Triple Prohibition. Has become one of my more favorite tech cards to run the side. To deal with certain problem cards. Like, you activate this, you call Diagram, you're probably going to win. It just gets you far. And with Trevor in this deck, I'm probably going to end up taking it out for some Kaijus at a certain point. So, yeah. I'll probably end up taking this out for Kaijus after the video, but it's just a card that gets you far. I like it, me personally. I might keep it, I might not. Let me see how I can go with it. It's a pretty decent card because you can call up Dragon Buster, you all win against ABC, because Diamond Dire Wolf will not be enough because you have negations for Dire Wolf. You can call Union Hanger or the ABC Dragon. You can call Wisdom Eye and Pendulum Magician matchup. You can call all kinds of things. And this card will have lots of relevance. I actually at a certain point main decked this just to call Ash. Literally. I main decked this card and I called Ash every time. at my locals at a certain point. If you guys don't know the story behind that, it was when I saw my Sanctums getting Nash that I got tired of it and I couldn't take it anymore. And then I started main decking Prohibition, go first, call Ash, draw with Demise, and my opponent would not be able to use Ash whatsoever to stop my plays. Hey, yeah, that's the morale of the story behind that. 2 Ghost Ogre, because Ghost Ogre is a instant diagram negation. You can actually normal summon her if you draw her off with Demise. This card, I love this card more than Ash. It's better than Ash in my personal opinion at certain times. Draw a Lockbird. It allows you to basically say, fuck you to searching for the rest of your opponent's turn. Now, this is a card I might want to take out. I'm probably going to end up taking it out. Maxi. All the times I used it, I just don't find it, now that Zoo's hit, to be meaningful anymore. Like, I just find it pointless to run now that Zoo is not around to do their crazy shenanigans anymore. And then the last 2 cards, you may see recalls over here, but I'm getting my Solemn Strikes in the mail really soon, so you're going to see that updated. I know I have to adjust Kaijus into the side right now, and somehow I don't really want to touch this, so I can see myself taking out, I don't know, 1 Maxi, Twisters, and, I don't know, 2 Ogre, in order to adjust this 1 Slumber and the 3 Kaijus on the side. But I'm going to work those ratios out off camera, in case you guys are interested about that. But yeah, guys, that's going to do it for this Satellarknight deck profile. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please leave a like, leave a spicy comment, leave some suggestions for the deck that don't include cards that I already mentioned in the video, and I'm not running them, why I'm not running them. And stay tuned for more interesting discussions and deck profiles as I get more cards in the mail. Have a good day. Peace out.